Hi there. Would you like to see how the present simple tense is used in practice? Great. This is how you do it. 1. Watch this video, and before each part, 1 to 10, check if you know all of the words and phrases from the list. 2. If you don't, you can use our Quizlet course to learn them. It is available in 6 languages and it's for free. 3. If you know all of the words and phrases, just listen to the stories. This way, you will practice the present simple tense, vocabulary, and listening skills. These stories come from this book, so if you like books or need the vocabulary lists and stories in a paper form, you can get the book on Amazon. Link in the description. Are you ready? Let's start. Part 1. Present simple. Lucy and Tim's typical day. Story 1. Lucy and Tim's typical day.
Lucy and Tim are husband and wife. They live together in a big house in Liverpool. They have 2 daughters, Rosie and Laura. They have a dog too. Its name is Sunny. Laura wants to have a cat, but Lucy is allergic to cats. Tim is a high school teacher. He teaches biology. His alarm clock always rings at 6 a.m., and he usually wakes up 15 minutes later. He gets up, brushes his teeth, and takes a shower. Then, he goes downstairs to the kitchen to make breakfast. He doesn't drink coffee in the mornings. He drinks tea. He never forgets to feed the dog. His lessons usually start at 8 a.m., so he leaves the house at 7:30. Twice a week, he drives Rosie and Laura to school before work. Lucy works in a big office. She is a graphic designer. She starts work at 9 a.m., so she usually sleeps longer than Tim. She wakes up at 7, gets up, and brushes her teeth. She usually takes a bath later because she makes breakfast for herself, Laura, and Rosie first. They love pancakes with strawberry jam the most. They don't like cereal. After breakfast, Laura takes Sunny for a short walk. On Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she drives her daughters to school because Tim doesn't have time to do it. Tim loves cooking, so he often cooks dinner for the family after work. Lucy doesn't usually cook because she can't do it well. On Fridays, they always go for dinner to their favorite Indian restaurant. After dinner, the parents help Rosie and Laura do their homework. In the evenings, the family loves watching movies together and playing with the dog. Lucy and Tim go to bed at 11 p.m. They usually are very tired, so they fall asleep quickly.
The end of part 1. Part 2. Present simple. My perfect vacation. Story 2.
Isabella, 19 years old, Italy. My younger brother and I always spend the first 2 weeks of July at my grandmother's house. My grandma lives in Positano. It is a beautiful village in the south of Italy. We go to the beach every day, build sandcastles, and swim in the sea. The water is really warm and clear. My brother loves long walks in the village, and he loves talking to tourists, but I don't like talking to strangers. In the afternoons, I usually help my grandma cook dinner. We often make pasta with tomato sauce. My brother doesn't cook with us, but he always washes the dishes.
Story 3.
Jason, 26 years old, England. I don't go abroad very often, but every summer my girlfriend and I choose one European city and go there for a week. We don't have a car, so we walk everywhere. We are very active, so we don't relax too much. We always plan our trip before we arrive. We love history, so we visit a lot of museums and historic places. We try local food and wine. I know 5 foreign languages, and I like speaking to strangers, so I usually meet a lot of people, make friends, and learn about their cultures. My favorite city in Europe is Prague. The atmosphere there is magical, and the people are lovely.
Story 4.
Michael, 38 years old, USA. My family and I fly to Canada every year. Our favorite place to go to is Banff. It is a small, charming city. We always visit Banff National Park, the oldest national park in the country. In the summer, we go kayaking on the beautiful Lake Louise, ride horses, and climb mountains. My wife doesn't like climbing, so she usually stays in the hotel and relaxes at the swimming pool. In the winter, we ski, ice skate, or ride snowmobiles. Our kids don't ski, but they love playing in the snow. In the evenings, we go to our favorite restaurant close to the hotel. We come back to Banff once or twice a year, and we love it.
The end of Part 2. Part 3. Present Simple. My Daily Habits. Story 5.
Anaya, 28 years old, India. I wake up really early because it helps me relax before work. I drink a glass of warm water with lemon. I don't drink coffee. Then, I read a book in bed because I love reading. After I get up, I run in the park next to my house. Running is my favorite sport, and I believe that it is important to be active. When I come back home, I take a quick shower and eat breakfast. I don't have a car, so I ride a bicycle to my office. When I finish work, I go shopping. I always buy fresh fruit and vegetables at the local market. They are healthy and delicious. In the evening, I call or email my sister. She tells me about her day.
Story 6.
Beatriz, 40 years old, Portugal. I wake up, and I read the news on the internet. Then, I make coffee for myself and my husband. We drink it in the garden and talk about our plans for the day. Before I go to work, I check my email. At work, I drink my second coffee. I always have chocolate chip cookies with it. I know that it is not healthy, but I just love cookies too much. After work, I go to the park and write a book. It is my first book, and it is a detective story. In the evening, my husband and I watch our favorite TV shows together and talk.
Story 7.
Peter, 71 years old, Ireland. I don't work, so I don't have to wake up early. I enjoy staying in bed for as long as I can. When I finally get up, I eat breakfast and read the newspaper. I exercise for 15 minutes every morning because I want to be healthy. The exercises are easy and relaxing. Then, I go out and talk to my neighbors. We always laugh and have fun. At 5 p.m., my daughter Jenny finishes work and visits me with her kids. I love spending time with my grandkids. We play board games together and go for a walk in the park. My youngest granddaughter, Daisy, always dances or sings for me. It's so cute. After Jenny and the kids go home, I go to bed. Before I fall asleep, I listen to music.
The end of Part 3. Part 4. Present simple. My job. Story 8.
Andrew, 38 years old, England. I am a hairdresser. My job is to cut, color, and style people's hair. I really love it, and I cannot imagine doing anything else. I'm very lucky, I have my own hair salon in London. I usually start working at 9 a.m. I always come on time or even earlier because I think that my clients should never wait for me. I usually have about 10 clients a day. I work a lot, but I'm very happy. Being a hairdresser is the perfect job for someone like me. I enjoy meeting new people every day and making them look and feel good. I think that a good hairdresser should listen to people and like talking to them.
Story 9.
Melissa, 32 years old, Switzerland. I work as a pilot. Most pilots are men, and I think that it should change. Women can be great pilots too. It is not an easy job, you have to study and train for many years to do what I do. It can be stressful too, because there are usually many people on the plane, and they all trust you. You have to control the situation all the time and be very careful. The best thing about my job is that I have a chance to travel the world and see so many beautiful places every day. One day, I am in Rome. The next, I am in Moscow. I can sometimes take my family with me, and my kids are always so happy about it. They love flying as much as I do.
Story 10.
Scott, 45 years old, Canada. I am a vet. I help many different animals, but most of them are pets. My job is not easy, but it is very satisfying. You have to study a lot to become a vet, so future vets should be ambitious and hardworking. The learning doesn't end when you finish school, you learn something new every day. I work in a big clinic in Toronto, so I have a lot of patients. There is always something to do. I believe that my job is important not just for the animals but also for people. My clients love their pets very much, so I try to do everything I can to help them. When an animal dies, I am always really sad. It is hard, but I have to stay strong and remember that it is a part of my job too.
The end of Part 4. Part 5. Present simple. My mom. Story 11.
Christina, 31 years old, Denmark. My mom is my best friend. Some people don't believe me when I say it, but it is true. When I have a problem, she is the first person I phone. It sounds silly because I'm an adult, but no one understands me like she does. I can discuss everything with her. She never laughs at me. She always listens and tries to help. I can't imagine a life without her. We spend as much time together as we can. I have my own family now, and we visit my mom almost every weekend. She lives alone and feels lonely sometimes, so she is always very excited to see her grandkids. My children love seeing her too. Every time we visit her, they draw something for their grandma or give her the flowers they collect in the garden. It is so sweet.
Story 12.
Andreas, 13 years old, the Netherlands. My mom is really cool. She is a musician. She plays the guitar in a rock band. Because of her job, my older brother and I travel with her a lot. We have an opportunity to visit many countries and learn about different cultures, so we really enjoy it. She sometimes lets us come to the concerts and listen to the music live. It is awesome. We stand next to the stage and always have fun. I really like the music she plays. I am happy that my mom does something that she loves. Most of my friends in Amsterdam have much more normal lives. I miss them sometimes, but we telephone or email each other once or twice a week. I also make new friends almost every day. The life of a musician is not always easy, but my mom tries her best to make sure that my brother and I are happy.
Story 13.
Sophia, 8 years old, Italy. My mom's name is Juliana. I really like her name, but it is quite hard to spell. Many people don't know how to spell it. Juliana is the smartest person I know. She is a scientist and works at a university. I am too young to understand and explain exactly what she does, but I know that she teaches students. She sometimes interviews other people who would like to work at the university as well. She spends a lot of time at work, but she always has time for me when she returns home. Her work doesn't interest me too much, but I sometimes ask her about it. She answers all of my questions, even if they are silly. From time to time, she asks me questions about science too. She wants to check how much I know. If I don't know the answer, she tells me to guess. It is really funny.
The end of Part 5. Part 6. Present simple. My dad. Story 14.
Derek, 14 years old, Dublin. Let me introduce my dad to you. His name is Paul, and he is 42 years old. I live with him and my younger sister Jocelyn. My mom doesn't live with us anymore because my parents are not together. I don't see my mom every day and miss her sometimes, but my dad is great. He shows me and my sister so much love every day. We spend a lot of time together. We watch movies and play sports. My dad's favorite sport is tennis. He is very good at it, so he wins most matches. He doesn't cook well, so we often eat at a small restaurant near our house. The food there is delicious. We usually order pasta or pizza, and Dad lets Jocelyn and I order whatever we want for dessert. What else can I add? I can't imagine my life without him.
Story 15.
Maya, 18 years old, Finland. It's hard to list all the things I love about my dad. He is loving, hardworking, and very funny. His jokes are the best. When he tells jokes, everyone laughs. He is 53 years old, and he works as a driving instructor. He teaches people how to drive a car, ride a motorbike, and even a tractor. Sometimes, he teaches me too. I'm not the best student, but he is very patient. He is a great teacher. I am sure that his other students agree with me. After work, my dad loves playing with our cat, Hemingway. We would like to adopt another cat soon. We can't decide how to name it because Dad has so many ideas.
Story 16.
Scott, 35 years old, USA. You must know my dad. I'm sure you know him. He is a famous actor and director. His name is Clint Eastwood. His most popular movies include Unforgiven, $1 Million Baby, and Gran Torino, but there are many more. My favorite is probably The Bridges of Madison County. It is a beautiful love story. In the movie, he plays a photographer who falls in love with a woman, Meryl Streep, that he meets when he comes to Iowa to work there. My dad is 91 years old, but he still makes movies and plays in them. His job is his biggest passion, but he has other hobbies too. He loves music. His favorite kind of music is jazz. He could listen to it all day. My father is the most talented and interesting man I know.
The end of part 6. Part 7. Present simple. My favorite day of the week. Story 17.
Hannah, 25 years old, Wales. My favorite day of the week is Monday. I know that many people hate Mondays, but I really like them. I always begin a new week with new energy. I live alone, so I can have a dance party for myself in the mornings. I listen to music and dance around the house. I love singing in the shower too. It makes me happy. I work at a gym and exercise a lot, so it is important for me to relax after work. Every Monday at 5 p.m., my sister Claire and I meet at our favorite cafe. She always chooses what we eat and drink. I usually pay for the food, and she pays for the drinks. Then, we go to a painting class together. I can't paint very well, but I really enjoy it. When the class finishes, Claire walks me home. I usually don't watch TV or read in the evenings. I go to bed early.
Story 18.
Pablo, 10 years old, Italy. My favorite day of the week is Saturday because I don't have to go to school on Saturdays. I can sleep longer. I usually wake up at 9 or 10 a.m. I sometimes eat my breakfast in bed. When I get up, I play with my dog. We run around the house. I teach my dog how to sit and bring me toys. He is a very smart dog, so he always listens to me and understands what I mean. Before dinner, I often spend time with my friends. Most of them live close to me, so I can visit them. If our parents agree, I sometimes sleep at my best friend's house. He sometimes sleeps at my house too. We play computer games, watch cartoons, and tell each other scary stories. We always have so much fun together.
Story 19.
Steve, 36 years old, Australia. I don't really have a favorite day of the week, but I like Wednesdays a lot. I finish work earlier so I can spend time with my family and do something for myself. On Wednesday afternoons, I sometimes visit my Aunt Alicia. She is like my second mom. She lives far away from me, so I miss her. When I come to her house, I often clean the bathroom or wash the dishes because she needs help with these things. I feel tired sometimes, but I forget about it when she smiles at me. If I don't visit Alicia, I usually go to the gym or swimming pool. Swimming is my favorite sport. When I come back home on Wednesdays, my boyfriend usually cooks dinner for me. He doesn't cook much on other days, but he is an excellent cook. The food is always delicious.
The end of part 7. Part 8. Present simple. My hobby. Story 20.
Valerie, 29 years old, Australia. My hobby is dancing. I enjoy many different kinds of dances, but my favorite one is ballet. I think I am really lucky because my hobby is also my job. I am a professional ballerina, and I work in one of the biggest theatres in Sydney. In my free time, I also teach ballet to kids. Many little girls want to become ballerinas, but most of them don't know how much you have to train to become a professional dancer. It is really difficult. You have to practice for a few hours every day. People often compare you to other dancers. The teachers correct you all the time. It is not for everyone, but I think that is one of the most beautiful forms of art. If you love it, you should try it.
Story 21.
Chris, 24 years old, South Africa. I think that having a hobby is very important. Your life is more interesting then. My biggest hobbies are reading and writing. I cannot understand why so many people don't like reading. It is really good for you. It gives you new ideas, improves your memory, and helps you relax. In my opinion, everyone should read one book every week. I sometimes read 2 or 3 books a week. It is my favorite thing to do after work. I write my own stories too. I regularly post them on the internet, and many people say that they are interesting. Most of them are about my own life, but I sometimes create fictional stories as well. I would love to publish a book one day, but it costs a lot. I really want to open an online bookshop and sell my favorite books.
Story 22.
Noah, 11 years old, Germany. My hobby is learning languages. It is good to know more than one language. It can help you find a job and be successful. I am too young to think about that now, but I know that it is important. I learn because I really enjoy it. My native language is German. My mom comes from Spain, so I speak German and Spanish at home. I know Spanish very well, and I really like it. I think that it is a beautiful language. The third language I know is English. I learn it at school. I love learning new words every day. Some of my friends laugh at me because I carry a small English-German dictionary with me everywhere. I just love learning. It helps me make new friends too. I often send cards to kids who live in Spain and in England. I would like to join a language club, but there aren't any clubs at my school.
The end of part 8. Part 9. Present simple. My favorite holiday. Story 23.
Brianna, 17 years old, USA. My favorite holiday is Thanksgiving. It is a holiday that Americans celebrate on the fourth Thursday of November. My family and I always spend it at my grandmother's house in Arkansas. We live about 7 hours away from her. The drive is long, but we always have a good time in the car. My brother tells the best jokes, so we laugh a lot. We usually arrive a day or two earlier to help Grandma prepare all the food for 10 people. My mom makes the best turkey and cranberry sauce, and Aunt Lorraine brings her famous pumpkin pie. The pie always disappears from the table in less than 15 minutes because everyone loves it. I think that Thanksgiving is such a great occasion to come together, share a delicious meal, and thank the people we love for everything they do for us.
Story 24.
Chen, 34 years old, China. What is my favorite holiday? It is quite difficult for me to choose only one because I really like a lot of them. One of my favorites is the Chinese New Year. It is the most important holiday in my country, and many people in other countries celebrate it too. It begins in January or February and ends after 15 days, so it is a long festival. Before the holiday starts, people clean their houses because they believe that it brings good luck. My sisters and I do it every year. We also decorate the house with red lanterns. When it is clean and ready, we invite our family and friends for a special dinner. On New Year's Day, we go to the city center to watch the fireworks.
Story 25.
Alma, 25 years old, Italy. My favorite holiday is Mother's Day. My mom and I don't see each other often because I live abroad. I try to fly back home every year for a week or two and spend Mother's Day with her. I don't know my father, and my mom is one of the most important people in my life. When I visit her, we often take a trip to the seaside. She loves the sea, so it makes her very happy. I know how hard she works the whole year, but she doesn't talk about it. She is always full of energy and stays positive. I really want to make her feel special, so we often go to a spa to relax and forget about work. I do her hair and makeup, paint her nails, and we go to parties together. It makes us feel like teenagers. If I can't come and take her somewhere, I call her. We can talk for hours.
The end of Part 9. Part 10. Present Simple. My favorite season. Story 26.
Thomas, 31 years old, Slovakia. My favorite season is spring. Trees and flowers are born again after the long and dark months of winter. I love giving them water and watching them grow. I am a big animal lover, and many animals have babies in the spring. I can spend more time in the garden because the days become longer. I lie in a hammock and read books or listen to the birds. They sit in the trees and sing the most beautiful songs. It is so relaxing. I invite my friends to garden parties too. I organize these parties once a month. Everyone brings something to eat or drink, and we always have a great time together. The weather gets warmer, so we don't have to wear coats or hats. When it rains, we can sit on the patio and enjoy the evening.
Story 27.
Alana, 40 years old, USA. I like fall the most. The weather is perfect for me. It is not too cold and not too hot. I love going for long walks in the park and watching how nature changes. leaves change colors and fall from the trees. I pick them up from the ground and make colorful bouquets. When I come back home, I often make myself a cup of delicious cocoa or tea. I sit on the sofa, enjoy my hot drink, and read a book or a magazine. To me, it is a perfect way to spend the evening in the fall. Sometimes, my husband Jerry prepares a warm bath for me. It is so amazing. Our kids love fall as well because Halloween is their favorite holiday. Every year, I design and create funny costumes for them. They visit our neighbors and ask them for candy. I love seeing how happy they are about it.
Story 28.
Maria, 15 years old, Poland. My favorite season is winter. I love snowboarding. I live close to the mountains, so I practice a few times a week. I really hope to become a professional snowboarder in the future. I also love the cold weather. I get tired very easily when the temperature is too high, so I have a lot more energy in the winter. I love being outside when it snows. I prefer winter to summer. One more thing. Who doesn't love Christmas? Well, I love it so much. School closes for more than a week, and I finally have a chance to spend more time with my family. Some people travel from different countries to spend Christmas Eve with us. My Uncle Anthony comes from England and stays at our house for a week. My mom always bakes the yummiest cakes and cookies. When we finish eating, we open presents. At midnight, we always go to church together.
The end of part 10. Great job completing all of the stories. Well done. You've practiced the present simple tense, vocabulary, and listening skills. Remember to review the words and phrases you've learned. Try to review the vocabulary every day. Even 5 minutes per day will make you better. And continue learning with our stories. Here are some that you might like. Happy learning.